Hello, Kiss fans. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Kiss fan from Kennett. My name is Rambo, and this is episode number 2. Episode number 1 was about Peter Criss, and like I mentioned, my first 2 episodes are going to be about each individual official member of the band Kiss. And this is episode number 2, and we're going to talk about Ace Frehley. Ace is back. He has a new album. Very good album. Does all cover songs with various celebrity musicians, including Slash. Back on good terms with Paul Stanley again. You know, they do Fire and Water. Apparently on good terms with Gene again too. I saw a episode of the Today Show with Kathy Lee and Coda Rocky or Coffee or whatever the fuck her name is. But he said you know, he went out to lunch with Gene recently, and so anyway, you know, you hear all this negative publicity about, you know, Ace is saying this about Gene and Paul is saying, Paul and Gene are saying all these bad things about Ace, and well, they are. But anyway, they are back on good terms. You know, he recorded Fire and Water with Paul. I also like, he does a song with Slash on here. He does Wild Thing with Lita Ford. Great album. In fact, let's go ahead and put this on. Yeah. Now, I was gonna wait a week to do the Ace episode, but today's a very important day for me, and because it's my 1-year anniversary where I'm alcohol free, and Ace was a major influence on me to do that. You know, he's what, about approximately about 10 years, you know, alcohol free, drug and alcohol free. Actually, he's completely sober. So that's why I had to do this episode today. So let's get started from the very beginning. For all of you who know, he grew up in the Bronx. He had a brother and a sister. Grew up with a Lutheran family. Just like the rest of the original members, he grew up poor. He ended up as a teenager. Ended up running around with the wrong crowd. Joined a gang called the Duckies. Here's a little bit of information. One of the members of that gang was Blackie Lawless from Wasp, which I also understand he formed he was in a band with. Just something I heard a while ago. I forget where I even heard that, but he got really heavily into booze at a young age. Mostly beer. Yeah, he loved drinking cold beers. So his way of getting away from that lifestyle of the gangs is he started smoking pot. Became a pretty big heavy pothead. Turned into somewhat of a hippie, you know, when he was a teenager, and got into playing guitar. And his math equation is Jimi Hendrix plus Jimmy Page plus Eric Clapton plus Pete Townsend equals Ace Frehley. So he puts an ad out in the Village Voice, and the band Wicked Lester that is now down to 3 members. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss are looking for a lead guitarist. His mom drops him off for the audition, and he brings his guitar with him. Walks into the studio wearing one red shoe and one orange shoe, and it's Bob Kulick's turn to audition, and Ace just walks in, just plugs in, and just starts wailing. And unfortunately for Bob Kulick, he didn't get the job, and you know, even though it irked Gene a little bit, you know, they had to say, hey, this is our guy, you know. So there we go. So they come up with the name Kiss, and decide to have a gimmick of wearing black and silver and white face paint, and they need to come up with a little persona that kind of represents himself. And being that Ace was, you know, somewhat from another planet in his own little world, and was pretty much into you know, scientifics, decided to take on the persona of a spaceman. So they do their first album, you know, it was in 1974, and he contributes on that song, on that album. Writes Cold Gin, but decides not to sing because he was a little insecure about his singing voice. So he had Gene Simmons sing. Proceeds to Higher Than Hell. Writes Parasite, and has Gene sing that, and writes Strange Ways, which he has Peter sing. And then Dress to Kill. I know he writes on that. I can't remember what songs he wrote. Alive comes out, and that's where, you know, that's what revolutionized Kiss. So the next album they do is Destroyer, and this is we've known of some vacancies of the official members being absent on certain records, and this is the start of it. Ace did not perform in the studio on the song Flaming Youth. It was somebody else, who I forget, but he goes back and listens to it, and he's like, I don't remember playing that. Let's backtrack a little bit. Seems as if there was like somewhat of a split in the band, because Paul and Gene were the more serious ones, the more they like to stay sober, where Peter and Ace used to like to party. And one of my favorite parts in his book right here, a good read, he talks about how him and Peter, like when Gene and Paul would be doing the makeup, he and Peter would pull their dicks out and lay them on their shoulders. Gene would just get really aggravated, where Paul would kind of get a little more freaked out by it. And in fact, he says in his book that Gene would ask Peter and Ace to set Paul up to to do it to him, not let Paul know about it. So I think that's funny as hell. Yeah, Ace is a real character. I mean, he's a jokester. He likes to laugh, and he had it. But his biggest demon was, he liked to drink. He liked to drink a lot. There's a story where he was drowning in a bathtub, and Gene saved his life, because Gene used to be a lifeguard. He also got a little more into drugs. He was in the did cocaine during the day and Valium by night, but more into booze than he was drugs. Peter Criss was more the cokehead than Ace was. In fact, that's where he first started getting his cocaine from. Was Peter's dealer. Backtracking a little bit, when he started smoking pot, because he wanted to get away from the gangs, and marijuana's making him feel a little more happier. He was an unofficial roadie for Jimi Hendrix, and in fact helped Mitch Mitchell set up his drum set. He just kind of snuck in there. He had long hair and he was tall, and they said, "Hey, I guess that's one of the roadies," So anyway, he says in his book that he didn't contribute much to Rock and Roll Over. And yeah, he didn't write any songs on Rock and Roll Over, but played on all the songs, unlike Destroyer. Love Gun comes out, and he writes a song called Shock Me, which is a true story about himself, where he grabbed onto a metal bar on stage and went into shock. But he recovered, and I don't know. Peter seems to be the cat, with the 9 lives. I don't know. It seems like Ace had 9 lives himself. Ace starts to get a little aggravated. He wants to do. He wanted to leave the band. He wanted to go out on his own. The rest of the band didn't like the idea. They're like, don't leave the band, So Paul had an idea of let's just all do solo albums. So Ace jumped all over that, and he was free to do what he wanted. Ended up being the only one to have a hit from the solo albums. He hit number 11 on the Billboard charts with New York Groove, which was a song he covered. I forget the name of the band that originally did it, but it turns out that everybody liked Ace's solo album the best, and I gotta agree, it was the best solo album. Then they did Kiss Meets the Phantom in the Park, and he was a little aggravated by that. He was not into doing the movie at all. It's like, I'm not an actor, I'm a musician. In fact, he disappears for a whole day or two. It says in his book where he went. Uh, I forget exactly where he went, but you know, he talks about the whole day where he disappeared from the scene, and there's a fight scene in the movie where his stunt double, who was an African American, had to do his scene. So if you watch the movie carefully enough, it's pretty cool. There's a scene where Ace's stunt double is thrown up against the wall, and you just look at it close enough, that's not Ace. That's definitely not Ace. So, but however, Ace wanted to start getting a little more involved. Dynasty and Unmasked came out, and he started writing more songs and doing more singing. In fact, the Dynasty album, he has just as many songs as Paul does. In fact, the Dynasty album is the album where you hear the least of Paul. He has 3 songs, Ace has 3 songs, Gene has 2, Peter has 1. So between Ace, Gene, and Peter, they have 6 songs. Paul has 3. He also does 3 songs on Unmasked. I like the song "Save Your Love." That's one of my favorite Ace Frehley songs that he's done when he was in Kiss. The next album was The Elder, and he was not into it at all. He did not like the idea of the album. In fact, he was pretty vacant during the sessions. Instead of recording in the studio with the other guys, and by the way, Peter Criss was gone by now, and Eric Carr was the new drummer, and this is the album where he made his debut. I'm gonna get into that a little more when I do the Eric Carr episode. But Ace had his own little studio in his basement. He had a house, and he built a little recording studio in the basement, and a lot of the material he just recorded in the studio and just kind of sent it over to the studio where Gene, Paul, and Eric were recording. But The Elder is a concept album. Doesn't sound much anything like Kiss at all. I mean, for crying out loud, there's no songs about sex on the album. That's what Kiss was notorious about singing about, was sex. There isn't even a Paul Stanley love song on that album, for crying out loud. But the song that sounds most like a Kiss song was A Dark Night, because it's an Ace Frehley song, and it doesn't really matter what album an Ace Frehley song is on, it's an Ace Frehley song. So that's why that song sounds the most like a Kiss song on The Elder. So now we're gonna get to Creatures of the Night. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the front cover of that album. As you can see, Ace Frehley is on the front cover. Does not play a note on the album. But we are at the time, in 1982, we are to believe that this is Ace Frehley playing on this album. Most of the lead guitar was played by Vinnie Vincent, but was pretty much tired. Not only did he write some songs because Paul and Gene were struggling a little bit with their songwriting, so Adam Mitchell introduced Vincent Cusano, otherwise known as Vinnie Vincent, to be a fill-in guitarist, just like Anton Fig was for Peter Criss on Masked. So Vinnie plays lead guitar on Saint Sinners, Keep You Coming, Danger, I Love It Loud, Killer, and War Machine. A guy named Robin Ford plays lead guitar on Rock and Roll Hell and I Still Love You. And Steve Ferris plays on the song Creatures at Night. And here's a funny story about that song. Title song for the album. The only official member that to play their instrument on that song was Eric Carr. Yes, Paul sang, but nobody in that band. And okay, yeah, Vinny was not an official member yet, but either way, he didn't even play lead guitar on that song, and even if he did, he wasn't an official member. So like I said, yeah, Steve Ferris was the lead guitarist on that track. The bass is played by some guy named Mike Porcaro. Adam Mitchell does a little rhythm guitar and Deanne Lick. Actually, yeah, Adam Mitchell plays all rhythm guitar all the way through that song. So no guitarist, no official Kiss members playing any type of guitar on the song Creatures of the Night. Funny story. So Polygram Records said they were not gonna produce this album unless there were 3 members of Kiss on the front cover. So Paul Stanley, almost having a heart attack, basically had to beg and plead for Ace to be on the front cover and do some photo shoots, and be acknowledged still a member of the band, and to be on the video I Love It Loud. When it comes time for the tour to come out, unlike Eric Carr being announced an official member of the band, Vincent Cusano was the guy to play on the tour. So Paul Stanley gave him the name Vinnie Vincent, and put an Anka symbol on his face and some white paint, and called him Vinnie Vincent, and made an announcement in a newspaper that Ace Frehley was in the hospital recovering from a car accident. Which is true. We all know Ace got in plenty of car accidents, but the truth is that Ace quit the band, and so the papers were saying that as Ace Frehley recovers, Vinnie Vincent will be covering him during the tour. Now I heard some rumors that Ace was in the back in case Vinnie couldn't cut it, but that one I don't believe. I heard from a reliable source that Ace quit the band days before the tour. So Ace is gone from the band. Ace is no longer a Kiss, and he is replaced by Vinnie Vincent by default. Found this one article. It to be 26 pages. It's pretty interesting people that auditioned to replace Ace. Yeah, it says American superstar lead guitar. American supergroup looking for heavy metal lead guitarist. Next major U.S. arena tour to begin this summer. Must be outstanding on stage performer, tall, 6-foot range, long hair, and must sing and write. Professionals only to respond. Please send tape, photograph, and resume to P.O. Box 525, Supergroup, P.O. Box 250, Grand Central Station, New York, New York. Zip code 10163. I'm not going to get into every guitarist because I gotta save some of this for the Vinnie Vincent episode. But some of the there are some pretty interesting names, and I'm not gonna mention who they called first because that's going to be more interesting for the Vinnie Vincent episode. But of course, you know, some of the rumors were that you know Bob Kulick was going to do it, but Bob Kulick, being that he auditioned before and didn't get the gig, and shaved his head, why would he do it again? Robert Crosby from Rat, he auditioned. Doug Ulrich from Dio and Whitesnake, he auditioned. Pretty interesting names here. Slash had an interview. But he was too young. He was only 17 years old, so Gene was twice his age, so he didn't get hired. Like I said, I mentioned Steve Ferris. He was from Mr. Mister. He was recommended by Eddie Van Halen that they should hire this guy. But looks like he ended up joining Mr. Mister instead. And looks like Gene and Paul really didn't think he fit the bill anyway. So he didn't make the cut. The whole thing about Eddie Van Halen almost joining the band, total rumor. Not true at all. Yes, he was hanging around the studio at the time. Gene did some demos with Eddie and Alex, but no plans for him to join the band. After all, Van Halen was his own band. Why would he put his own band to join somebody else's band? Looks like the closest one, the one that came closest was Richie Sambora, but he decided he didn't want to join the band because he was more of a bluesy type of a guitarist. But all was good, and Paul introduced him to John Bon Jovi, and ended up joining Bon Jovi. Okay, so back to Ace. We don't hear anything from him for a while until 1984, 1985, and he came out with his group Frehley's Comet. He had sobered up for a little while there, and good album at the time. Had some videos on Headbangers Ball. He didn't sing every song. Who the hell was the other singer's name? It's not important. don't know. I'll figure it out later. But the rest of the band didn't want the album to be called Ace Frehley, but Eddie Trunk, who had a lot to do with the production of this album, said no, this album has to be advertised as an Ace Frehley album. So for the first album, it said Ace Frehley, and the name of the album was Frehley's Comet. With the rest of the members being aggravated about that, they said the second album we have to call ourselves Frehley's Comet. Actually, there was an EP in between called Live Plus One, where he does Fractured 2. Actually, it wasn't Fractured 2 on Frehley's Comet, and Fractured 3 on Live Plus One. I'll have to double check on that. With the next album coming out, Second Coming, didn't really go over so well, and Eddie Trunk came back and said, fuck this, Frehley's Comet shit, people aren't gonna buy Frehley's Comet. They want Ace Frehley. So he comes out with Trouble Walking. Awesome album. I love that album. Too Young to Die. Great. Yeah, we get a little cameo from Peter Criss. He's on there. Yeah. Great album. The Kiss convention happens. Peter Criss shows up. They do Peter goes up on stage, does a couple of songs with them, and they thought, wouldn't it be a good idea to call Ace up and do a little something for the fans? So they do MTV Unplugged, and he makes his appearance on there, which leads to a reunion tour. They make an album called Psycho Circus. Ace is hardly even on there. Tommy Thayer plays most of the guitar. Writes a song called Into the Void. I think it's an alright song, but he does a few tours. Yeah, he does the reunion tour. Does the farewell tour. Peter Criss didn't make it all the way through that one. And after that, Ace was done with Kiss altogether. 2010, he makes his next solo album. Here's a little funny story. I posted a little something about each original member of Kiss, and I posted how I was outraged that some of these magazines like Rolling Stones and Guitar Magazine. Now I love Kurt Cobain, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm just as much of a Nirvana fan as I'm a Kiss fan, and same with the Beatles. Like the Beatles probably just as much as Kiss. But a little outraged that they got the top 100 greatest guitarists of all time. I'm also a Sex Pistols fan, But they got Kurt Cobain and Steve Jones in that top 100. Steve Jones hit 98. There's plenty first of all, there's plenty of other guitarists out there that deserve that number 98 spot before Steve Jones. And much as I love Kurt Cobain, I don't really consider Kurt Cobain a guitarist. He's more, if he were still alive, I think he would have went the singer-songwriter direction, but Kurt Cobain was just pretty much good being Kurt Cobain, and Kurt Cobain was just plain flat out awesome. But I'm really outraged that they don't put Ace, these magazines don't put Ace Frehley in the top 100. Where they would have put him, I don't know. I mean, somewhere. Even if he was number 100, I'd be satisfied, you know. But I mean, like, you know, there were also some guitarists that didn't hit the cut. You know, Ink Mountain wasn't on there. Yeah. There were some few blues guitarists that deserved to be in that list, but. So I made this post about how I was outraged about that, and a couple of my Facebook friends saying, yeah, Ace Frehley sucks, you know. And then I mentioned, you know, guys, he was Dimebag Darrell's hero. And right there they shut off. They're like, oh, shit. Okay, you got us, you know. Ace Frehley's alright there, you know. And which he dedicates his album 2010 album anonymously to Eric Carr and Dimebag Darrell. And that's another thing I have not mentioned, that he had a really close bond with Eric Carr. In fact, like I said in my last episode, unless I hear it from someone I know personally, or I hear it from a reliable source, or I hear it from a public figure, and I just hear it from somebody on Facebook, and I don't know them, I just consider it a rumor until I get the facts. And the rumor has it that when Eric Carr quit Kiss, you know, due to the circumstances, that Ace had hired him and had given him a job to be in his band as his drummer, but unfortunately Eric passed away. Yes, Ace and Eric did have a bond, and I'm gonna get a little more into that when I get into the Eric Carr episode. But he apparently the only two I heard a podcast from Eric Carr's sister, and the only two apparently the only two members of Kiss to visit Eric in the hospital were Ace Frehley and Bruce Kulick. And like I said, I'll get a little more into that in the Eric Carr episode. Next album he did was Space Invaders, and which really wowed a lot of people. They said this album is better than any Kiss album that Kiss ever made. I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't go that far, but you know, definitely a great album. Ace mentions that every album he does a cover song and he does an instrumental. I mean, that wasn't really true about Second Sighting, but yeah, he does the Joker, and anomaly he does Fractured Quastrum. So that was the first. That would be the fourth Fractured Mirror song. So, but he still continued to do instrumentals, and all right. Yeah, he did an instrumental, but it had it wasn't called like Fracture or anything, you know. So he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Apparently, you know, Paul and Gene said, you know, there's going to be a table where the whole Kiss family was going to be sitting at. They said he wasn't sitting at that table at all. He was somewhere else in the building. But went up on stage, you know, accepted his award like a pro. Apparently we're supposed to get another book out of him, and like I said, this is his new album, Origins. No instrumental on this one, because basically it's all covers. Highly recommend it. Like I said, you know, there's some other celebrity musicians on here. Slash John Five, who played with Marilyn Manson and David Lee Roth, does a great. As we just heard earlier, heard a Wild Thing with Lita Ford. I really like that a lot, and does Rock and Roll Hell from Creatures of the Night, which is now he's supposed to be on, but and somebody brought something up, and that they should remake two new Creatures of the Night albums. They should re-release it again. One with Ace and one with Vinny, and compare the two. Really, you don't have to. All Vinny. First of all, if you can even find Vinny, all Vinny would have to do is just play on the songs he didn't have to do, and it would be interesting to hear what it would have sounded like if Ace would have been on that album, you know. Yeah, Vinny still could have wrote, but you know, how would the guitar sound on that album? You know, yeah. Everybody has their. There are 5 men who have been in the band Kiss, and everybody has their favorite. But this is pretty much what I'm going to call my thesis statement. Every band has their lead guitarist. You know, Black Sabbath has Tony Iommi, Ozzy Osbourne had Randy Rhoads, Van Halen has Eddie Van Halen. Ace Frehley, no matter who your favorite Kiss guitarist is, outside of Kiss, I think Vinnie Vincent's the most talented. But, however, Ace is the foundation of what a Kiss guitarist is supposed to sound like. I could not imagine what Kiss would be like if Ace Frehley was never in the band. What if Bob Kulick ended up getting the gig and Ace wasn't in it? It wouldn't be the same. It definitely would not be the same. Ace, there's a lot of people who aren't Kiss fans. Ace Frehley's the only guitarist that they acknowledge. You know, they say, people bring up Kiss, they're like, oh yeah, Ace Frehley, you know, the guitarist, you know, the lead guitarist of the band, Ace Frehley, you know. Yeah, Ace Frehley is the Kiss lead guitarist, you know. Presently, it's Tommy Thayer, who is basically an Ace clone, and I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to offend any Tommy Thayer fans. You know, I like Tommy Thayer. There isn't a member of Kiss I don't like. You know, but you know, I'll get to Tommy Thayer when I get to the Tommy Thayer episode, which will be the last episode, which will be episode number 10 actually. So, but like I said, the reason why I did this episode today is because it is 1 year of sobriety for myself, and this is a little bond I feel like I share with Ace. And I also own a Les Paul, just like he played. So, everybody have a good day, and next week I'm gonna do an episode about Paul Stanley, and I will see you next week. Take care.